I don't know, but I've been told uranium ore's worth more than gold. I sold my cad, I bought me a Jeep. I got that bug and I can't sleep.
Hey, thanks for coming back, everybody, to another ridiculous map build here on Carto-Madness. Now, I was recently down in Las Vegas, and I went to the Atomic Museum. Now, this museum is all about the nuclear testing the government did between 1951 and 1992. If you can believe it, the government detonated nearly 1,000 nuclear devices in the atmosphere within sight of Las Vegas. Kind of crazy, huh? Now, much to my delight, the museum also has a temporary Fallout universe exhibit. Now, if you don't know, Fallout is a series of video games and now a TV show on Paramount. I think it's Paramount. Yeah. That's really great. So, I thought if the Smithsonian could do a mashup between Fallout and nuclear testing, well then so can I. So I opened up my trusty copy of Arc Pro and set out to approximate this map from the Fallout 4 video game in all its CRT IBM AS-400 ancient computer glory. So yeah, it's a ridiculous map, but there's some cool tools and it was fun to do. So let's learn something, have a good time. This is Carto-Madness.
Where nobody's been. You reach a spot where your fortune lies. You find it's been staked by 17 other guys.
Okay, let's start with a base map. Let's build a cool base map, and we'll start with Firefly because that's cool and desaturated and a really good starting point for this project. So we'll just add that. And I've taken the liberty of setting a bookmark to our area of interest, which is Southern Nevada. And this is right there, Southern Nevada. And so let's add a little bit more. This is pretty flat, so let's add a multi-directional hillshade from the bottomless pit of cool data known as the Living Atlas. And there it is, the multi-directional hillshade. And that is really, really cool. So let's go ahead and use the magic of blend modes and give that a soft light blend mode. So once that pops in, yeah, there you go. So it's a little more defined, a little more interesting. But the world of Fallout is a super harsh landscape. So let's double that and apply a multiply, which brings out all the dark. And there you go. Now that's pretty inhospitable, which is just what we want. So we now have to put in the Nevada Proving Grounds boundary, and believe it or not, that is really hard to find. In fact, I didn't find a shapefile for it or a feature class. But believe it or not, there are tons of maps on the internet that I could use. So I brought one of those in and georeferenced it. And if you want to see how to do that georeference, check out this previous video here and we do a georeference there. So I won't go through it here. So let's bring in our georeferenced and traced boundary of the Nevada Proving Grounds like this. And I think this is a good time to bring in our reference material. Now this is the map from what is called the Pip-boy in the game. And it's supposed to approximate a CRT screen. And if you don't know, if you're not old enough to know, a CRT didn't have pixels like we do now. It had just a phosphorescent screen and a ray that scanned the picture onto the back of the screen. And this is supposed to look like the old AS-400 IBM computer. And you can see that it's got all the scan lines in there, back and forth, left and right. And also has what's called CRT bloom, which means when the ray hit the screen and excited the phosphorus, well, it would excite the ones next to it a little bit too, making it just a little bit blurry. So we're gonna try to make our map look just like this, which means we have to make everything a creepy nuclear radiation AS-400 CRT style blurry green. And I found leaf green to be about the closest. Let's add to this. Let's go ahead and duplicate that a couple of times. And for our first layer, we'll leave it as 2 and solid. And our second layer, let's bump that up to 4 points and make that 80% transparent. And for our third layer, let's do the same thing, except for let's make that 6 points and allow that to be 80% transparent. We say OK. We're going to get a blurry line on our background. You can't quite tell now, but it will pay off later. So since our base layer is now more browns than greens, let's add global background in one more time. And let's change that color also to leaf green. We're going to just use leaf green for everything. And now let's add some magic from blend modes and go to multiply, which again enhances all the dark areas. All right, now we're looking good, but that's too dark, so let's change this to 65% transparent. Okay, a little better. Doesn't match our map at all yet, but we're still working on it. So now let's cast a spotlight on our Fallout 4 style Nevada Proving Grounds by copying our boundary. And let's monkey with that a little bit. So I think we can get rid of the couple of these. Yeah, this one and this one. And let's go ahead and make this a gradient stroke. And let's make it almost black. It's still green, but it's almost black. Like only 7 on the green. And red and blue are 0. Okay, great. And let's copy this stop to about 50%-ish. And let's lighten that up just a little bit. And let's make that 20 on the green. Yeah, perfect. And say OK. And now let's make it super wide, like 500. Crazy, right? It's going to work though. And it's all offset at 100. Yeah, looking pretty good. And let's go do a little cleanup and make that accurate. And our pattern is continuous and relative, and let's bump that up to 100 if it makes a difference. And now, use the magic of blend modes one more time, and use multiply again, because again, emphasizing the dark. And once we apply the multiply and monkey with our gradient stroke a little bit, we get a perfect base map-ish kind of starting point to add data. So stick around, we'll add some data and work on a layout. See you over in episode 2. Bye.